Good afternoon, my faithful geometry students. Today we're going to be investigating central angles and inscribed angles. And a few definitions we need off the bat are what a chord is. So a chord is a segment whose endpoints lie on a circle. So what they mean by that is that if you look carefully, I have an endpoint here and an endpoint here. That causes me to have a chord AB. I have an endpoint here and an endpoint here, chord BD. Then the next definition we need is what a central angle is. So a central angle is an angle whose vertex lies on a circle and is less than 180 degrees. So when I look at this, my vertex right here is C again, and I have my angle formed right here. This angle is obviously less than 180 because a straight line is 180. Same thing over here. This is my central angle. It's less than 180, so this is the central angle. Finally, the inscribed angle. The inscribed angle is the angle that just has its vertex sitting on the circumference. The definition says it is an angle whose vertex lies on a circle and whose sides contain chords of the circle. So we can look and see that the vertex B lies on the circumference and it's connected by chord AB and chord BD, which forms the central angle, the inscribed angle. Over here, same thing. My inscribed angle is B, and I have chords AB and BD connecting to it. So that gives me my inscribed angle. Another 2 points I want to make about arcs. I'll just go to that real quick. I'm including this as a matter of fact. When we talk about arcs, we have a major arc and we have a minor arc. An arc is a portion of the circumference of a circle. So if we look, a minor arc is the arc that goes B to C, right? A minor arc is less than 180. So the notation for a minor arc would be, arc BC, arc CB, whichever way you want to go with that. A major arc is an arc that is greater than 180 degrees, always uses 3 letters to label a major arc. So in this case, we're going BDC or CDB. All right, so let's look at some examples of central angles and inscribed angles. So when we look, we have 4 diagrams. Put that back down, 4 diagrams. And in the 4 diagrams that we have the components, chords, inscribed angles, and central angles. This particular activity wants us to identify a chord, identify the inscribed angle, and identify the central angle. So our chords, which I'm going to go ahead and put our chords in red. Our chords, again, the definition for chord is a segment whose endpoints lie on a circle. So my endpoints lie here and here. So DE, this is my first chord. I'm going to label it DE. I could label it ED, but I did DE. Over here, these are my 2 endpoints. Right here, there's a line that connects it. That's my other chord. So I'm going to call that chord EF, or line segment EF, I'm sorry. Inscribed angle. So the inscribed angle is going to be, I guess I'll do that in blue again. My inscribed angle is going to be where the vertex sits on the circumference and it's connected by 2 chords. So in this case, my inscribed angle is DEF or FED, or however we want to go with that. So I'm going to call it angle DEF, and my central angle is going to be an angle that's less than 180 with the vertex sitting at the center. So again, this is my center. This is an angle that's formed that's less than 180. So that's DCF, okay? So let's look at this little more complicated one, and we'll do this one together. So let's take some time. Let's look at this carefully. Let's draw out our diagram. Let's start with this one, which is, they ask for chords. So my chords are going to be RS, because the endpoints are there. So RS, we'll write down RS, my line segment RS. And then another chord is going to be SU. Again, endpoints on the circle. SU. And this one is ST. And this one is right here, ST. And this one is RT. So these are my chords, line segment RT. So point, point, line, point, point, line, point, point, line, point, point, line. Okay, so now we're looking at inscribed angles. My inscribed angles are going to be as follows. RST, look at that. The vertex is on the circle and two chords connect, right? So that's my first one, RST. My next one is going to be RSU. So I'm gonna draw my other inscribed angle right there. That's triangle, or angle rather, RSU. And then I have UST, UST, UST. And then I have SRT, look at that, SRT, SRT. And then finally I have RTS, RTS. All right, central angle. Central angle, remember what key feature is that it's less than 180 and the vertex lies in the center. I'm looking, I can see 4 right now, right? We have 4 because we have, didn't use green yet. So we have UCT. We have SCT. Let me draw it better. U and SCT. And we have RCS, RCS, and we have RCU. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video. I want you to go ahead and draw this diagram for 5. Draw diagrams 5 and 6, and we're going to pause it so you can answer it. All right, you've paused it. So let's look again. Our chords are, for this first one, you should have gotten GD. You should have gotten DF. You should have gotten GE. And you should have gotten EF. For my inscribed angles, again, I'll do it in blue, keep consistent. My inscribed angles are going to be DGE. It's going to be DFE. It's going to be FDG. It's going to be FEG. My central angle. Wait a minute. Is there a central angle? No, there's no central angle. So that's going to be a big none. There's none. Right? Because I don't have any, I can't be certain that this is the center of the circle. It doesn't even look like it's the center anyway, but I can't be certain because they haven't described this as a circle. There's no letter there. There's no dot there. So that's not the center. All right, let's go to over here, this last diagram here. We have AE. So if we look again, our chord, we only have one chord that goes from one end to the other. So that's AE, line segment AE. And our inscribed angles, I'm sorry, inscribed angles rather, our inscribed angles, wait a minute, do we have any? No, because we don't have any angles that really connect where a vertex is on one point, and then we have lines that connect. The chords don't connect all the way across. So this is none. And then finally, for our central angles, we have several. We're going to start with angle AC, ACB, ACE, sorry, ACD rather. GB, BCE, BCD, and ECD. Okay, so that ends the first session. Please make sure you take some time, make sure you took good notes, and that you drew these diagrams so you know exactly what we're talking about when we go forward, okay?